Well, the gentleman in this ad says that he feels like spreading joy. Do you believe him? I know, I love this guy. I think he needs a visit from my guests. They were with us last fall for a too brief visit. We knew there was treasure to uncover with Lambert and Marie Baptist. Lambert is associate pastor at Compass Point Bible Church right behind us here in Burlington. He's responsible for seniors visitation and care, a role he joyfully fulfills with his wife of 57 years. Marie is here too. They're a team. And you know what? I'm just really thankful that our church embraces this mission, a visitation pastor.
Yeah.
It's a dying art, I think.
It's a great mission, Moira. Great mission.
Belated happy birthday. You
Yes.
became an octogenarian since you were with us last.
Can't believe it.
80 years.
And I passed my driver's test.
All right. You need to be driving.
I know.
Because actually you spend most of your time in hospitals, Marie, don't you?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
In fact,
Finding them in Toronto.
About 8 hospitals between
8 hospitals.
Mississauga, Toronto, and Hamilton.
Yep.
Yeah, wherever the people are, we will visit them.
and preaching regularly in 2 retirement communities.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Plus home calls, house calls, nursing homes. But we have an excellent team at the church of 20 people, 10 couples, who are helping us to visit the nursing homes, or else we couldn't do it together. Impossible.
You know, this last issue of Maclean's magazine talks about loneliness. Loneliness looks positioned to be the next big thing in psychiatric and intervention trends. The condition appears to peak at 2 psychologically vulnerable points in life, the late teens and 20s, and then in the post-70s. Are you seeing this as being a major issue with senior citizens?
Yep, definitely.
Alone.
Yep.
And lonely.
Yep. Major decisions to make. Trauma, losing your license, putting your partner in a nursing home. You've lived with him or her for 50 years and they have Alzheimer's and you can't stay together and you're separated when you need each other the most.
Yes.
Major, major things. First Christmas without your partner because he died. And yeah, my heart goes out to them.
Lambert, you have some repeat requests for things we might not think about when you spend time with older members of the congregation. What do they look to you for, besides prayer?
I think for loving care, they want attention, they want to be loved. I think it's after all the years of my ministry, this is a wonderful ministry to, on a one-to-one basis, meeting with them, showing them you care, hugging them, just be part of their life.
Changing their batteries.
Yes,
Changing
oh
their
yes,
batteries.
oh yes, oh yes. Once in a while in nursing homes, I have to change the batteries and hearing aids. And I know how to do it because I have a hearing aids myself.
You
So
know,
it's all part of that great ministry.
it's part of what God has called you to. And you know, I just want to remind our viewers who may have missed your first visit that you had 3 successful pastorates and
Yes.
were preparing for retirement when the Lord made you an offer you could not refuse.
Well, I really had to pray about it because I fought to stay out of the ministry from 14 till about 29, 30. Finally broke down, went to Bible school, and never thought of it, Moira, until my retirement in Hamilton from my final church, West Highland, that I had been disobedient for all those years. And I sat in my office one morning preparing a sermon, and the Holy Spirit drew it to my attention, and I asked God for forgiveness. That sin I had never confessed. And then I said in desperation, I said, Lord, if you can add the wasted years onto my retirement, it's just fine with me. And look where we are.
Busy, busy, busy.
Since 65, mission work, intern ministry in different churches throughout Ontario, and now the greatest ministry at this time to spend time with people that are in need in hospitals and so on.
It's wonderful. And you just got the right team member here in Marie. Tell us when you 2 met.
Actually, his dad was a pastor, and he accepted a call in a little town just outside of Rotterdam, just on the outskirts of Rotterdam.
In Holland?
In Holland. So he was the pastor's son, and I was 14. I was introduced to him, and one Sunday evening he came to our home. I was babysitting my baby brother, and at the ripe old age of 14, he asked me to become his girlfriend. Mm-hmm. And he said, but before you say yes, he said, could you be a pastor's wife? He wasn't even saved. I wasn't saved. He said, could you be a pastor's wife? And I said, if that's part of the package, sure, I'll take him. And so we became girlfriend and boyfriend. And then when I was 16, he left for Canada.
Now, I think you made an approach, Lambert, to Marie's dad, and he wasn't sure about you.
No, not really.
What happened?
He said, you're way too young, and because he wanted me to come with him.
To Canada? To
Canada, and he said, you're way too young, and if it's for real, that fella will wait. And that's exactly what he did.
And actually, your parents came over. That was wonderful.
Over, yeah.
You had a bit of cold feet, though, 2 years later.
Yeah, I did, because 16 to 18, you change so much. You become a young woman. And I wasn't too sure whether I still liked this guy. Like, we just wrote one letter per week to each other. No telephone calls, no email, no nothing. And I just wasn't too sure. And one night, my dad had night shift, and I went to bed with my mom, and I said, you know, I don't think I can go. And she said, child, you go. We go with you. And if it doesn't work out, then we're there with you. You just give him back his ring, and
you're not stranded alone in Canada.
Right.